wanna stay loyal, but I got options. I wanna stay loyal, but I can go and get high. I wanna stay loyal.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy Melodicb, and this is our first episode of Behind the Production with Melodic. This is something y'all been asking me about for a while. This first song we're gonna do is Loyal, featuring Mike Teasy. Quick story time behind this song. Pretty much just in my apartment one day, and just like any other day, we love to make music. But I was feeling like I wanted to say something pretty big. So this song is very cinematic, it's very movie-like, it's very orchestral driven, you know what I mean? And so that's the statement I wanted to make, and this is one of my favorite songs that I've been able to be a part of, not only the artist, but the producer and the mixing engineer. All right, so we pretty much start the song out with a rise cymbal and a guitar loop, pretty much. I made it in FL, so if I can remember correctly, it was probably a guitar loop that I found. I don't know where I got it from, so whoever was the maker of this loop, please don't sue me. But it was a guitar loop that I put in probably gross beat and slowed it down. If you know what gross beat is, my producers, you know. If you know, you know, right? So we start with a rise cymbal and we go into the guitar loop and we'll play those two right quick. Cool. So then we have our lead guitar that gives us a little more suspense, you know. So we looking at the moon at this point, you know what I'm saying? We trying to figure out what's finna happen, you know what I'm saying? So, cool. Let's see, then we have, I probably added the bass next. That's pretty much what I like to do. What the bass does for me is kind of give me a bed of like that feeling like, okay, now I've arrived, right? So all four of those together, we already there. I can sing and rap on that for the rest of the beat. I'm good. So, I love choir vocals. This song is not complete, nowhere near complete without these choir vocals, right? So I'm about to play it without the low, and I'm gonna show y'all what it sounds like without the octave low. It's not the same. You know what I mean? When you bring that low in, it bring like low mid frequencies and stuff in there to kind of fill it up. So whether you know it or not, you already feeling submerged in the music, right? So we add the low in, we there. So I'm gonna play that with the bass. We can ride with this for the rest of the song. You know what I'm saying? So we already there. Now I'm feeling good at this point. Cool. All right, so then we get into some vocal chops. I want to say the beat and probably the whole song was already done, if I can remember correctly. And I went back and added these vocal chops. I was like, it needs something like spicing it up on this verse and pre-chorus or whatever. Chilling. Just here and there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just here and there, just fill it up a little bit more. Let's go to the kick. So the kick pattern, I feel like on the pre-chorus, there is nothing on the verse, right? Then we get to the pre-chorus, it's just hitting you across the head. Cool. We get to the chorus and it actually hits us something different. The kick pattern changes. You know what I'm saying? So now we rocking our head, right? All right, next we come in with the hi-hat. Pretty simple, you know. Simple. Hi-hat 2. Know what I mean? Open hat and the snare. Cool, chilling. Now we get to the part that's really gonna bring the vibe we're trying to go for out. Then we get into our orchestra hits, right? So with the kick and the orchestra hits and everything like this is what we come up with. You know what I'm saying? We got orchestra hit too. So we got the big booms. You know what I'm saying? And we got the orchestra loop. So I'm gonna play that by itself. Basically, that's just it remind me of my band days. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I'm gonna play all the drums together. And this little part kind of gives it more movement right here. All right, cool. So the whole instrumental, we're gonna play the whole instrumental and you kind of get where we at, right? And then we're gonna get into these vocals. Chilling, we ready to roll. Now it's time to bring the artist in the studio and tell him to kill it. You know what I'm saying? Right, so let's get into these vocals. So this is my first verse.
I wanna stay loyal, but I got options. I wanna stay loyal, but I can go and get high. I wanna stay loyal, but I can link up with her.
Cool. So it looks like I'm opening up with a bit of compression.
I wanna stay loyal, but I got
barely
options.
hitting.
I wanna stay loyal,
My
but I
peaks
can go and
is
get
knocking
high.
it back.
I wanna
right?
stay loyal, but I can link up with
So
her.
yeah, I'm barely
stay
hitting
loyal, but I can
okay.
run my own life.
So when I hit that last loyal, it brought it back to like -5.
For you to
cool.
create means I ain't got it. I don't got it clean, how so create
cool.
one in me.
Chilling. So there's not much going on with that. Of course, auto-tune. And then we have, it's like a channel strip plugin that I used to put like just to add saturation off the bat to my vocals. Looks like I'm adding 10 dB of drive, which is saturation, adding a bit of mids and taking away some of the lows, right? So that's pretty much just saying like, I want my vocal to cut through the mix a little bit. Outside of the first EQ I got, I'm boosting pretty good and taking away a lot of low mids, right? Now I'm cutting even more lows and I'm adding my high mids. If I can think back, my intention is to make this vocal cut through the mix. Cause you go from adding mids straight off the bat to adding more mids and highs to adding even more high mids, right? So then we get to taming a little bit with this is probably the most used plugin I use, the C6. I put that on almost all my vocal buses and it helps me tremendously. Another 76 compressor, black. I did have the bluey on here. I do remember having the bluey on here for more saturation, but I want to say later in the mix, I took it back to the black. De-esser, taming my S's, more saturation, taming it more with my Waves 2A compressor, CLA 2A, one of my other most used compressors. Sounds great. And then fresh air, right? If you know fresh air, you know fresh air. Fresh air is it just takes your vocal from it being dull and not exciting and unhappy to a very vibrant vocal. So pretty much it. Taming it finally with the Soothe 2 EQ. So y'all, let's get into these harmonies. Chilling.
3 rounds, pound for pound.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Dominoes, never going audio.
Chilling, right? I think I just copied and pasted it. Cool. So that with the verse 1, let's go to chorus because I think that's when it's filled up the most. Yeah, cool. So
Yeah, man down, count it down, count it down. Put him out his misery and knock him out, knock him out. 3 rounds, pound for pound. One
know what I'm
for the
saying?
Father, Son, and Holy
It's just
Ghost.
adding.
Had to die to my pride and my ego, and the rest started falling up
Cool.
like dominoes. And I'm never going back. Audio.
That's hard. All right, so let's go to Mike Teasy stuff. Big ups to Mike Teasy, bro. Shout out to you, dude. I feel like the song was already like at a great level, just sonic wise, but bro took it to the roof in less than 2 hours, like literally. So I'm just gonna let y'all vibe out to this right quick.
Yeah, it's your boy Mike Teasy. I ain't going back to the old version of me. I was on a path that was leading me to fire. I can't take the heat cause it's like 400 degrees. I need a way of escape, can you be my supplier? Trying my
This
best
is
to stay
full.
loyal. I pray that you decrease me cause I need more. When I felt like a pawn, you still consider me royal. On my own, I'm just
All right, now let's get a little busy.
I'm good soil. Lord, renew my mind and rewind all the time that I was lost. All the time I lost. Couldn't pay a dime towards the fine that you paid on that ground. Man down, count it out. I don't understand what your love about. Brought me out of my depression, now I'm joyful. I'm fully committed, I'm staying loyal.
I mean, what can you say, bro? What I like to do is when I get kind of the vocal sitting really where I want it, to add a little more depth to it, create these vocal throws. And it's just reverb throws. It looks like I have a delay throw, which is a half, and I have a quarter note, and then ping pong, and a ping pong quarter. So that's pretty much it, right? And I use H delay for almost everything. Everything delay wise, I use H delay. And shout out to Rom Vocals. If you know, you know, bro. I'm gonna solo some of this stuff so you can kind of see just kind of how busy it really is. You know what I'm saying? So it's just stuff to fill it up more, right? Stacks. Let's get into the stacks. Sometimes now I stack a lot of 4 stacks, but looks like I only did 2 here. It's probably what it needed.
Man down, count it down.
Play that with the lead vocal.
Pass like I'm Creed. Yeah. Man down, count it down. Put him out his misery and knock him out. 3 rounds, pound for pound. One for the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Had to die to my pride and my ego, and the rest started falling up like dominoes.
Know what I'm saying?
And I'm never going back. Audio.
Chilling. Let's get into that last chorus because I sung it a bit different to bring it home.
I don't understand what your love about. Brought me out of my depression, now I'm joyful. I'm fully committed, I'm staying loyal. Every time I
Do y'all hear that? That's crazy.
I'm staying loyal.
That's crazy.
Every time I hear the preacher, it's 100 degrees. Sweaty palms calm down. How does this still a man? How he look me at my phone since I applied on my nails.
Okay, let's get into this moment. This is a crazy moment. Shout out to Waves Pitch Bender. Like this plugin, bro, I love it because of the tone it gives you. Pretty much just took it all the way down, changed the format, and I formatted it all the way down, and I changed the pitch, put it all the way down, -12. And now that vocal with the pitch being down is just... But I didn't stop there. So then we do the same thing with the high. And then we all 3 of those together, we got chilling. You know what I mean? I love that moment. That moment is crazy.
A prodigal son, but I'm a child of a
saying?
king. Flip up chasing in dirty Jordans, while I'm ducking and dodging right hook my pad like I'm Creed. Hey, man down, count it down. Put him out his misery and knock him out. 3 rounds.
So then pretty much did another way of me singing it. It's on my ads track, but it's like a lead pretty much.
Man down, count it down. Put him out his misery and knock him out. 3 rounds, pound for pound. One for the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Had to die to my pride and my ego. And the rap thought he falling off like diamond. And I'm never going back. Audio.
But if you heard that it was going like left, like a left and right, I get that from Armando mod. Pretty much it enables you to like auto pan, kind of give you more depth in your mixes. So I use that a lot. I've even used it sometimes on my basses, a lot on my ad libs, sometimes like ad harmony, stuff like that. I never want my mixes to be stagnant and just kind of stand in one spot. Like maybe on the chorus, I'll do like ad libs that are going left and right on the chorus, and the ad-libs just stay on the right side on the verses or something. I don't know. I just want it to always be moving. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Once again, this is Melodicb, behind the production with Melodic. You feel what I'm talking about? Appreciate y'all for tuning in. I love y'all. Y'all the best. Mwah.